Hello, party people. I was gonna do a recap of episodes 21 to 24 of Blue Lock. I decided to go look at the whole series as a whole and maybe touch on the last few episodes. Two birds, one stone, right? Okay. Sports animes, right? I would say, like, in terms of like a older anime, but that still is applicable to the way certain sports are played today. At the top has I'm not, I don't even play tennis, but like at the top has to be Prince of Tennis. So the second one was a basketball anime. The old school one was called Slam Dunk. When Kuroko's basketball came out, that that knocked number two out, and now Kuroko's basketball is number two. The only thing negative I have to say about it is that it, as far as I know, the anime is on hiatus or something like that. Is the manga still going on? I would assume so. Um, it was a slam dunk, like emphasized the fundamentals, right? On the key positions of certain players and what role players do, what role they fit. Now, this I stand by my theory, right? I'm gonna put Blue Lock at number three, which I think is pretty high. I didn't have that many other choices, but like I've glanced at like baseball, other soccer animes, and the thing about Blue Lock, I stand by my theory that if everyone tries to be a striker, that gives you almost unlimited options to score, and that's how you win games. You get more points than the other team, more goals. Because of that, the unity, as they called it, on the team, even though these were like special selections and whatnot, and if you lost, you could capture another player, etc. Um, Even though this is about being the best striker in the world, or at least Japan, um, I stand by the theory that this whole thing is to make egoists, like individual players playing only for themselves. It's gonna make them learn teamwork, and they're gonna be tricked into thinking that they're learning teamwork when everyone on the field can score. So, like, if you put an offense like that, does the defense even matter? Because when I hear the term striker, I'm not a soccer expert. I did learn a lot about soccer, like some finer points I didn't know before, which is cool because I normally don't watch MLS or the World Cup really, like unless like this like the women's team, the American women's team, like they didn't they win? Yeah, they won one World Cup, and so did the Japanese female team as well. But the male Japanese team is lagging behind a bit. They got they beat like a opponent that I think it was Colombia or something like that, and they weren't expected to win, but they got farther than they ever had, as far as I know, in the the World Cup playoffs or finals. I'm not sure what they call it. Yeah, so I would say, so Isagi, you this is probably one of the first times you've seen him lose besides the first episode, but the first episode doesn't really count. Um, you see him take a defeat, with his comrades, his former teammates, gracefully. Now, he's being paired with Rin, who's solely doing this, I think, to overshadow his older brother. I think his older brother has green eyes as well as Rin, and but he has pink hair. I don't know what that means. Anyway, um, so we see the Blue Lock team face. I guess this is top five in the world or something like that, like a world team if you want to call it that. And they lose basically 5-1. So it was not even close. The fact that they did score the first goal was a little bit, more impressive than I think even a top five team was expecting. Um, so that sets everything up for the third selection, where groups of five will, I assume, face off against each other, and they will. We will see who is gonna make that proposed national team for Japan. Now, is it kind of weird that the majority of these national team members are high school seniors, about age 18, maybe younger? Uh, you do see one of the players who didn't make the cut, um, and he was the orange hair guy, the one that sort of looks like Ichigo, but that sets up for the future, assuming there is a future anime or whatnot. Season 2, Shadow and I have discussed this, and season 2 is only 12 episodes. I don't know what that means. I can conjecture about what that means, but I won't. I don't think my opinion in today's anime is as educated enough. Um, like, if you want to talk old school, we'll talk about old school. But anyway, um, I would say Shadow and I are open to doing the same thing we did with this first season, except with the second season. I don't know, cause like we, the one thing I don't want to happen is that at the end of the second season it ends on a cliffhanger, and we never see another anime episode again. I don't want that to happen. The manga is still going on for Blue Lock, but where's the third season of the anime? Supposedly it's being worked on. That's what the quote unquote rumors were. Is that going to be a full season of 24 or so episodes? I hope so. And if there is a third season, even if it's 12 episodes hypothetically, I would give serious thought to covering season 2. I need this anime to show me that it's worth following. And currently I'm on the fence about this. I mean, I saw some stuff I liked. I saw some stuff that could have been explained better. This is clearly not a sports anime for people who are just going into soccer, who don't know anything about soccer. They don't know the rules, whatever the red card, yellow card shit is, all that stuff, penalty kicks. They don't know that. Would it have been nice to have generally whatever fouls or what, I don't know what they call them in soccer, but yeah, that's my point, is that like there's a lot of things about soccer, like the basics, that I don't know. Now, would it have been nice to have known that? I mean, all you had to do was like put one little sentence that explains blah blah blah, why is this happening right now on the screen, etc. Now, I don't need to be spoon fed the rules and like the most common things, right? But something would have been better than nothing. Cause I'm not a huge soccer fan. Like Shadow watched the World Cup, or watches the World Cup every once in a while. Dude, like I don't even think I've seen a complete game of the entire World Cup ever. Let alone soccer. I don't know, like Blue Lock was more about like the personality of a soccer player, an egoist specifically. And Rin's confidence was shaken, and we had never seen that at the end of the season. Now, even Asagi noticed, the main character noticed that he still, no matter what, believed that they could have beaten this 5 generational talents of a soccer team from all over the world. You see that Rin, you see his humanity. You see some of that when he's training with Hisagi. Obviously Rin's a lot better at it than Isagi is, but he's trying. I think that's a testament to Isagi's character, and that one loss that Rin had, against the international team, was a humbling experience. Was he distraught over the loss? Of course. I don't think Rin is used to losing. That's the thing. I mean, nobody wants to lose. Like, if possible, there's. Do you know how many few like sports players in general, any sport, that are undefeated? Like, that doesn't happen all the time in a generation. Like, you look at Mayweather, like Khabib, like, that's not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to be that good. But when they prove that they are, then people start listening. And like then people get interested, um I don't want to make this a comparison to Caitlin Clark. WNBA basketball, my forte. Yes, WNBA counts as basketball. Yeah, you remember you said that like a decade ago. Watch what happened. Okay. But does it take a superstar? Let's say like what's that guy's name? Not Ronaldo, but the other guy. The white guy who's married to like Sporty Spice. Gee, I can't remember his name. But anyway, like a player like that to get international fame. Do you need that player to make that sport more mainstream? In America, apparently you do. That's why America has MLS, because this particular player signed a very lucrative contract with that. Do people watch MLS? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, if there's ever again an influx of immigration, maybe soccer will become more mainstream. I don't see it taking over. Like, basketball is getting decent ratings, especially WNBA. Baseball is getting some crazy ratings right now. Football is consistent. It'll always generally be high, in my opinion. I don't actually have the facts to prove this, but I'm pretty sure Americans love their football. They don't necessarily love the other football, the soccer thing. I don't know. MMA is blowing up. Dude, I would love to see an MMA sports anime. I would love to see that. I'm getting a little off topic here, but I would say Blue Lock. I don't regret watching any episode of Blue Lock. Were there some episodes where I don't want to say filler, but less important to the overall main message, the main story of the show? There always is. Come on now, like it doesn't have to be a string like hundreds of episodes like Naruto was with that kind of filler material. Um, but yeah, every episode served a purpose, and I think that's an important thing for a longer series or intended to be a longer series to establish. Every episode is not a waste. It's not a I can skip this next episode because it doesn't talk about anything important. I would like to hope that like a lot of authors, artists, they're moving away from that, where every episode doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but it has to matter. Like, if there's an episode that doesn't matter, like that's not good for ratings. That's not gonna get international fame, and like look at how many people like Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, etc. Those are generational animes. Like, you don't see an anime like that achieve that level of success unless it's the next big thing. Um, but Blue Lock, I'm glad I watched it, but I do feel a little apprehensive about season two. If if Shadowline decide not to cover season two, then I at some point I will watch it on my own. Um, and if there is a season three, then so be it. Um, then I would give more thought to covering it, even season two again, even if I watched it already. And henceforth seasons, I think like the main question, it's already good. I'll admit that it's already a good sports anime, but does it get better? Does it draw new audience in because the anime just gets better and better and better? And I don't know if I see that. And that's okay for a viewer like me. How do you get whoever is not into sports to watch a sports anime? In my opinion, that is what the Prince of Tennis did. And they're still making the manga. They're still making, anime episodes here and there. They're not quite, as robust as the previous episodes, but, previous seasons, etc. I hope Blue Lock follows the tradition that it will be generational. I think that's easier said than done, but how many sports animes are there that don't go a little bit over the top? Like in terms of I'll make a comparison. In Prince of Tennis, like Tezuka doing his fucking his zero shiki drop shot that and then he gets in the Tezuka zone or something, and they compare that to him and the extinction of the dinosaurs. I'm not joking here. They compare the extinction of the dinosaurs to this one tennis player's skill. Like, that's way over the top, but I feel like Blue Lock is in a good middle area. Is some of the stuff impossible? Yeah, but that's what makes it good. That's what makes it entertaining. If you're looking for a realistic one, just look up a TV show, like a live action TV show, with real actors and actresses, and just watch that. There's probably one about soccer out there somewhere, but people don't want to do that. People want the next big thing, and I'm still on the fence. I'm on a 50-50 fence that says Blue Lock is going to get further success. Or is it going to go by the way of the dinosaurs and you just never see the end of the story, which would be horrible. I feel like they would at that point owe it to the fans to at least make some sort of conclusion to the show, last episode. We'll see if that happens. Other than that, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And I wish it the best success because I didn't mind covering it. I don't usually talk about the animes that I watch, but I would like to get back into anime, but a lot of this new school shit, I don't quite know as well. But yeah, I might have to get that Disney Plus so I learn about the 1,000-year blood war going on. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for watching. If you watched any of the episodes, the recaps or whatever, any of my reactions, any of Shadow's reactions, any of our reactions together, I appreciate it. I know for a fact there's some people out there who watch some of the episodes who were not soccer fans, and from what they heard and saw that Shadow and I were speaking about, Shadow has his own Patreon if you guys want to check that out. But it was interesting enough to them to make hey, I'll take a look at this. And even if they didn't like it and they didn't follow it all the way through, I mean, like, at least that had an impact on you. And I think that's the whole point of these recaps and these, reactions. So, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But other than that, it was a good season from the both of us, I'm sure, or at least just me, at least. It was good. It wasn't the best. I will say it got better and better and better. Did it cap out? It didn't reach its full potential yet. In my opinion, it hasn't reached the climax yet, like the series as a whole. But I think I think we'll be in for some pleasant surprises about what happens with the anime. But you never know. Alright guys, I guess I'm just gonna wrap this up here. Again, thanks for everyone who watched. I will be collaborating with Shadow about this. He'll be on the main channel. He'll be on his channel and his Patreon, and I will be here. Just trying to think of other things to cover for my very unorganized and messy YouTube channel. Okay, take care of yourselves and each other, guys.